Weather now with Jenny Woodward. And Jenny, lots of storms around today.
Yes, Matt, we've got plenty of storms over the state, and currently we've got 3 pockets of severe cells in northern and central parts. Now the risk is for heavy rainfall in slow-moving storms that could bring flash flooding. Many rivers are already in flood and river rises are likely to continue. Overnight, more falls of over 100 millimetres in the Townsville area, with Picnic Bay on Magnetic Island recording 71 millimetres in an hour. And in central Queensland, Frankfield had 120 millimetres. It has been a cooler day in the northwest under the cloud cover. Mount Isa on 33 was 4 below average and Urandangi was 7 below average. Today's high is 39 in Birdsville. Applethorpe was the coolest on 14 this morning, but then 4 above average this afternoon on a top of 29. It was 31 across the city with 32 in Ipswich, but still very warm overnight on the Sunshine Coast. 24 this morning there, and Gympie started on 23. Let's look at photos, and first up, a stunning sunset from Piper in Dalby, while Bev was chasing the moon at Kurrawa Beach on the Gold Coast. John spotted the rare lenticular cloud at Pomona, and Greg and Cynthia were on the road at Nanango. Now let's take a look at the satellite, and you can see all the cloud that's gathering around the tropical low out near the Solomons. Now we're going to be watching that carefully as it tracks west and develops into a cyclone through the week, while showers and storms have developed over much of the interior as that tropical moisture has plunged down into the state. And that's ahead of the trough line, which has been contracting west over the last 24 hours. And because we've got an unsettled air mass helped by an upper trough, we've had that increased shower and storm activity. But later in the week, it's going to help to keep the cyclone to the east as it starts to move east. A drier air mass will follow, so we'll have temperatures rising over the interior on the weekend. The rainfall map shows the expected movement of the cyclone, keeping it offshore, but we can still expect some big winds and seas in coastal areas. Interstate now, Adelaide's heading for 31 degrees, but 10 degrees cooler for Melbourne under cloudy skies. Some showers developing in Sydney. Back in Queensland to forecasts and showers and storms across the north, with some heavy falls possible over the interior. Over the inland, there'll be widespread showers and storms through the southern and central inland, with some heavier falls expected north of about Quilpie to Charleville. Looking at the southeast corner, fine and mostly sunny, just the chance of a storm about the southwest Downs, a top of 29 for Toowoomba and 34 in Gayndah. In Brisbane, sunny east-southeasterly winds through the morning. We've got a top of 30 in the city and 32 to the west. On the bay, southeasterlies 10 to 15 knots, increasing to 20 knots through the afternoon, seas up to 1.5 metres. And then mainly fine days ahead, just a few showers by the weekend, but it will be hot again. Matt, look at those temperatures, up to 37 degrees, but not as humid.
Yeah, it does feel like an old school summer this year, doesn't it?
It does.
Thank you, Jenny. Thanks for your company as well. Stay with us. It's time for 7:30 with Sarah Ferguson. Have a great night.
Good night.
Welcome to 7:30. Today, the Northern Territory Chief Minister announced her government's response to the snap review of the crisis in Alice